What's up, everybody? King of FOMO here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. If you haven't yet, make sure that you bookmark my website, kingoffomo.com. Particularly click on this button right here, the altcoin alerts. Let me just give you guys an example. Yesterday, I talked about a coin pretty late at night called AMPL, and I said that this thing looks like it could rocket up to the moon. We were looking at 0.031 cents. It went all the way up to 1.06 cents, which is about a 4 or 5x by the end of the day. I was able to take a pretty good profit off of that, and what it's doing right now is it's rebounding back up pretty good. So if you've been holding, fantastic. And like I said, if you guys want in on these coins as early as I can, the best way to do is follow my Telegram channel or be on these alerts so that I can email you out something if you're not glued to Telegram like I am. AMPL is also doing really well. It's going back up to $1. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but in this video I want to talk about Tronchain. So I went pretty heavy, pretty deep into this. I just did a 100,000 Tron transaction right here. You guys can see that's the total amount of Tron deposited. Now what this is Etherchain, but on the Tron blockchain. And Etherchain had about 17,000 Ethereum in it, which is close to about $3 million. And I do believe that Tronchain is going to hit pretty close to the same numbers pretty soon here. And the reason why is because Ethereum is suffering a little bit right now because of DeFi. When you're doing small transactions, it's been pretty good with like AMPL because I've been doing transactions of upwards of 10 or higher Ethereum. But if you're using smaller transactions, like anything less than 1 Ethereum, really, you're paying $4 to click a button essentially in whatever you're doing in Ethereum. So a lot of people were complaining over there on Etherchain and said, let's just get this in the Tron blockchain where the transaction fees are not as crazy high right now. So I definitely agree with them. And as you can see, when I did the deposit, it went through right away. I'm going to try and do a 50K deposit right now and see if that actually works. So you did not receive, so I need to make a new, let's read that one more time and see what it says. So make a new deposit when you receive all the income. So that's a good thing to keep in mind here. It looks like you can only do 1 deposit in here. So my 1 deposit was for 100K Tron. So I might actually move the rest of my Tron over to another account and do another second deposit into this. But either way, this is how it works, guys, if you're unsure. When you deposit into here, so make sure that you figure out the amount that you want to do in first and just do that deposit first. But you're entitled to about 310% back of whatever you put in. So I should be getting 310,000 Tron back at the end of this whole system. Now, that's granted only if there's enough Tron in the system to pay you out. If the contract runs out of Tron, then obviously nobody gets paid. So it's not a guarantee. A lot of people, they expect smart contracts to just give them their money no matter what. It is dependent on how much is in the smart contract, and it will eventually run out, just like how Etherchain will eventually run out. So keep all those things in mind. But in addition to that, one of the reasons why Etherchain grew so much was because of the referrals and people building teams over there, and you can actually maximize your profits a lot faster if you build teams, and if you can get to that 310% a lot faster if you build teams, but it's not necessary. Of course, I'm pretty sure I ROI'd in Etherchain without team building, but I did do some team building it there a little bit faster. So this one works pretty much the same way, except for that difference, I guess, of doing 2 deposits. I'll have to test that out afterwards. And right now there's only 2 million Tron in the contract, and I do think that this is going to go a lot higher. So definitely check it out. What I was going to do with my Tron is like stick with T2X for the next like month or so, but they've kind of been disappointing me with the fact that they're not on an exchange yet. So I'm off to bigger and better ventures. I don't like to marry something if it's not really meeting my expectations as much as something else that I think is more profitable. So moving on, I'm gonna just touch on this real quick because I want to make a separate video about this. But AMPL is coming back up. So it did go all the way up to about 18 or 1.8 cents. It dumped down to pretty bad, down to 0.5 cents, and it kind of recovered. It's recovering nicely right now at almost 1 cent again. So if you've been holding AMPL and if you've been buying, ever since I mentioned it, then you should be in profit, and hopefully we'll get to beyond profit here soon as well. AMPL, same deal here. A lot of people said that this was going down to a penny, but it did hit $1 today, which is kind of the benchmark that it needs to be at so that we don't have negative rebases. And I do think that it'll probably, like, if it can sustain today and tomorrow and not have too much negative press in the next couple days, then I do think that it going back up to rank 19 possibly having $1 billion market cap is a possibility, but this is an experiment. Both anti-AMPL and AMPL4 are experimental, so they can, you know, exceed expectations of the experiment, or, you know, go down to zero essentially because the experiment failed. But all in all, I think it's worth it, and, you know, I'm trying my best to see what I can do with the amount of AMPL4 that I have. If you bought low here at like 60 cents, then you are doing really good. I think in the past, if we go out to 30 days here, this thing hit about $4. So just imagine this thing going up about 4x from where it is. This thing also hit 60 cents earlier, so there's a lot that you can do with AMPL4, including the geyser. But like I said, that's a whole video, a separate video that I can talk about the AMPL4 tokens. I just really wanted to get into the Tronchain. So check this one out if you guys are interested, especially if you guys did T2X. This is something that you guys can kind of have a second thing to do as well. And of course, my altcoin alerts is going to be in the description below, no matter where you're watching this. If you're watching this on YouTube or Vimeo or BitTube or CocoScope, or if you're going to my website, it's going to be on top, this little bell icon. Click the altcoin alerts, and I will let you guys know all of this stuff as soon as they come out. Anyway, that is everything for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, leave me upvotes, leave me hearts, depending on where you're watching this. Peace out.